Hey, what's up, everyone? Watch this video for, can you believe it, December's here. Monday, December 2nd. Showing you the SPY first. It's finally put in a red day. Finally a day we didn't hit new all-time highs. Very strong market. Obviously very low volume on the half day on Friday. Actually had a really good day on Friday, though. Let me show you a couple. And then I'll get right into the watch list. CLVS. It seemed really extended going into the day, but we still threw it on the gap play watch list. And let me scroll over to show you what it looked like. Sold off out of the gate, started to curl back up, called this long over 13. Anyone in our chat room who's taken our course knows we were looking for the red to green whole number inflection point, then the high of day as another catalyst just above, and then the squeeze, and that's exactly what happened. All the way over 1650 from the 13 call. Wayne gave an ad through 14 right here. Second mouse also was a really nice one. CGIX, near the end of the day. I think it looked probably like this, maybe this, when I'm on the mic and I said, guys, this looks like one of those that might be a late day squeeze, late week squeeze with after hours activity as well, right? I said if this thing holds up, I'm looking for a possible run into the close. And it had a seller on the tape at 750. It was flagging nicely below. And look what happened. So the 750 break, wait for it, boom. And then when all this stuff was after hours. Huge move though. And I said I wouldn't risk more than I think 30 cents and that everything. I mean, it just took off and went. Those are pretty fun. I'm actually going to add I don't know how I'm going to word it, like a potential late day squeeze play. It'll be very similar to what you just saw on CGIX to the course revamp early next year. So I'm going to put a section in the course on that because I'm really I'm getting pretty good at identifying those, and it's a pretty solid setup. So, all right, what are we watching for Monday? Keep in mind, for anyone who's maybe just watching my video, by the way, got a whole bunch of new faces coming in the chat on Monday. Look forward to trading with you guys. Don't dive into the first thing mentioned. Want you to observe the chat room for a while. Went ahead and I've been resisting doing it, but I went ahead and ran a Black Friday special on just the chat room, lifetime membership on the chat room, and that ended up being a huge hit. So anyway, if you're one of the new faces, don't dive into the first thing you see or hear mentioned. Take some time getting used to the room and ask questions during our lunchtime Q&A. I'm always happy to go over every call made that morning and explain exactly why it was called. So we really want you to take your time and get used to the terminology in our chat room and all that stuff. But great teamwork in there. You're going to fall in love with what I call the best trading family out there because everyone really does work together. All right, enough of that. So what are we watching? CANF, I don't generally like as a stock, right? It popped here and got slapped back down. And then whenever you get a big volume day like that, and it goes into what I call nothingness, and each little gap up gets slapped down again. You see it there, you see it here, you see it here, you see it here. And then the interesting thing is, it reminds me a little bit of HEPA, which is a similar kind of stock. HEPA finally broke free. CANF is set up kind of nice for that potential. The high on Friday, 382. If we can get through that high, you got the whole number 4, which also would be a break of this mid-October high, and then you might get a squeeze. Because shorts really generally have a field day with this thing every time it gaps up. So you might get a short squeeze if this thing can get through 4 with volume. SRNE, still just kind of flagging after that big pop. So I want to watch that one. XCUR, this one's kind of obscure because look at the volume. They did have some kind of collaboration with Allergan, I think. I never know if it's Allergan or Allergen. I don't know how to say the name of that company. AGN. Big company, though. And it just got right back down. And next thing you know, it's breaking out above that 320 resistance that it hit here, and here. Still didn't even trade 1 million shares on Friday, but I do think this one might get some volume in a follow-through day. So I'm going to put it on watch, but it's a lower volume stock. Not in love with it. HEPA. Remember I just mentioned it talking about CANF. This is another one that had that look, right? Gapped up, slapped down. Gapped up, slapped down. And when that happens, this gap up. This gap up. This gap up. All of them got slapped down. All of a sudden it broke free. That's kind of what reminds me of CANF. Anyway, Friday's range was inside of Wednesday's range. Remember the market was closed on Thursday. So this one still might have some in it. So I'm going to put that one on the watch list. QFIN, just a strong couple of days. nearing the most recent high that was 969. Went out at its highs on Friday right around 950. So I want to watch that one for a possible setup. Box, BOX, had the breakout on Wednesday, market closed Thursday, and a quiet inside day on Friday. Sometimes you get a third day play, so I want to watch BOX. NVAX. NVAX, nice volume. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and get a better look at it. Nice volume and topped out at exactly 5. We might have a whole number inflection point trade through 5. We don't know how it's going to trade. Might open at $2 on Monday, so we don't know. But I like the idea of a big volume day. I think there's a lot of shorts in this name. That's what Jane was saying on Friday. So this one is set up pretty interesting. Possible breakout through 5. KRTX, again, just goes on bounce watch. I'm going to switch to 15-minute candles and show you what I look for on these. So there's the huge move that went to $150, right? The very next day, I'm showing you 15-minute candles, topped out in the opening 15 minutes, the next day as well, the next day in the opening 30 minutes, the next day maybe a little more than 30 minutes in, topped out, and the next day, and the next day. In other words, you don't have one of these days since it hit 150 where it went sideways and then broke the highs in the afternoon. The first time that happens, if and when it happens, I want it on a chart and I want to get long. All right, as it's breaking its early highs in the afternoon, you might get a late day squeeze. So that one goes back on watch. I still haven't gotten that since I started watching it for a bounce. I will keep watching it until I get that, and we'll see if it gives us a nice setup. Fuel cell, I'm keeping it on watch. I'm going to just call Friday's action a nothing day because, you know, it's still holding the 20-day. It gapped down a little bit on Friday, but very low volume. And until this either rolls over or if it stays in this kind of flag since this pop, I'm just going to keep watching it, all right? And then lastly, I put LK on watch, which has been a really strong stock. Now you've got three red days in a row. I think it's time to start watching it as a bounce play. I would much prefer it to come down to the middle of, you know, you people in our room know the buy zone, right? I would love for it to come down into that buy zone. So I'd like another red day or two, but I'm going to start watching it for a bounce on Monday. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll see you all in chat.